Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Today we've got the Medusa, which is a ruby red ale brewed by Harper's Brewing Company, who I think is pretty much Marston's, but they're doing a little bit of an exclusive line for ALDI. And yeah, ruby red ale clocking in at 5%, and I know my good friend Dean has reviewed this one, so that link will be down below. A deep mahogany beer with rich toffee apple and roasted chocolate aromas. So, let's give this a try. I think I've got one more to try from the ALDI beers that I was given by my mum and her boyfriend. And, well, see, stuff like that, it's great to receive these beers because it saves you going out and buying them. That being said, I reviewed the Marston's American IPA, Wild Bill's IPA, and I thought that was really quite good actually. So yeah, Marston's, if this is indeed, because on the Wild Bill's it actually said brewed by Marston's on the neck label, but I'd imagine it is Marston's doing these beers. But yeah, I've got a lot of time for Marston's. I started my real ale journey with Marston's, with the Witchwood box of character. And, you know, I've very rarely been majorly disappointed by them. So I'm just going to pour it all in. I know I usually only pour a little bit so I can get my nose in, but hey ho. Just cooking some fish fingers and chips, so yeah. Beer in a glass, and that is a nice dark, well, it's actually got a nice ruby look to it, but with some slightly oaky brown tones to it as well. And yeah, quite clear actually, can't really see too much bubbles going up to the top, and beer poured with about one finger's worth of a foamy, slightly brown head. So yeah, looks like a textbook ruby ale, a style that I seem to come to the conclusion that it's quite hard to distinguish a lot of beers from each other just because of the style. It's not one of my favourites, but it's by far one of my least favourites, if that makes any sense. So anyway, let's see how this one is. Cheers. I don't know why I say cheers and then sniff it. I'm getting like an apple toffee sort of aroma, like molasses, treacle as well. Toffee apples. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon as well, and a hint of nutmeg. But aside from that, not really getting too much on the aroma. It's not really appealing, but at the same time it's not like get it away from me or anything like that. But I'm getting like some like berries, like maraschino cherry almost as well. But you have to really find the aroma with this one, and this is at room temperature, it's not touched the fridge. So yeah, let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Offers quite a bit more on the taste. Yeah, those malts come through nicely. You get that sort of cherry, berry note, like that just generic berry note, but not generic. It's just, I don't know how to group those sorts of fruits, if you get what I mean. It's biscuity, it's cakey, it's got a nice level of sweetness to it, like that brown sugar treacle sweetness. And you know what? It's a really serviceable beer. Nothing fantastic, but then again, the style isn't one of my favourites. But, you know, it's one of those things, you see yourself in the Lake District, just sat in one of the, you know, small pubs on like with a lake view, and you're just sitting back. You've got your family or some friends, or you might be just enjoying yourself. It's one of those beers, it's just, you're not really thinking too much about it when you're drinking it, but it's got enough flavour there for it to be satisfying. You know, I pick this over the macro lagers any day. Although, you know, I am an advocate for a good lager. But this, yeah, it's not too bad. But that being said, I reckon you'd be able to find, if it is indeed a Marston's, completely Marston's beer, you would probably be able to find through some of the breweries that they now own beers that would taste similar, if not a little bit better. But you know what? It's not bad at all. And I suppose it's a good example of the style. It's one of those ones where I'd imagine if it was on Rate Beer, which it probably is, it gets more for the style than it does for the overall beer. But yeah, not too bad. And you know, this would be great in like a little 6-pack that you get for like a relative who likes to drink beer and real ales. Yeah, it's a ruby red ale at the end of the day. There's nothing really exciting about that style. It's a nice, solid beer. So in terms of a rating, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. It's going to complement my fish fingers and chips absolutely perfectly. And yeah, Marston's, I've got a lot of time for them. So they've done not a too bad job with this one. So yeah, 7 out of 10. So if you tried this one, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Like I said, check out Dean's review of this one down below. Check out my Brewed for Supermarkets playlist as well to see some other beers that I've tried that are similar to this in terms of its concept. And yeah, if you want to find out more about the beer and Marston's themselves, links will be down below. Anyway, got to turn my fish fingers over now, so see you guys later. Cheers.